Hi everybody and welcome back to the tasting room. We're sampling today Old Forester 100 proof. So this one here is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Again, like I said, bottled at 100 proof. I believe this is a product of Brown-Forman, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say that it was bottled in bond, but it is 100 proof. There is there's a number of criteria you have to meet in order to be considered bottled in bond. One of those is being 100 proof, but there's also a few other things. And it was an important thing to be able to say after Prohibition, just for quality control purposes. But nowadays it's less important. But anyway, like I said, 100 proof, very rich color here. Just a deep, deep copper color. On the nose, right away I'm getting notes of cherry. Which is not a note that I'm used to getting out of a bourbon. It's very nice though. There's a lot of toasted wood too, you know. A little bit of vanilla. There's a little bit of an ethanol kick in there. I mean, again, it is 100 proof, so it's up there. You know, not exactly a cask strength, but pretty close. But man, just super rich otherwise. Some butterscotch in there. But that toasted wood, man, almost kind of reminds me of like a Woodford double oaked, where they'll take the barrel and give it that real slow toast inside, as opposed to charring it right away, just to kind of caramelize the wood inside. It's a similar kind of aroma here. Well, it's very pleasant. Okay, initially on the palate here, some sweet caramel. Getting a lot of heat from that higher proof. Yeah, this is not a shy bourbon here. Still getting some of those fruity notes. Almost some sweet berry type of notes. And it is worth noting, you know, I don't remember exactly what I did a little research on the mash bill here, and it's turned out to be a pretty low rye mash bill. So there's a lot of corn in here. So, you know, I do expect it to be a little bit on the sweeter side, you know, which for a bourbon is not terribly out of the ordinary. And you know, but I think they do balance it well by using that higher proof. You get a little bit more kick. You know, there's more of that peppery spiciness. Anyway, yeah, there's more toasted oak here on the palate. There's definitely some vanilla. And all these things add a different dimension, kind of adding to the depth of flavor over that sweetness. Moving into the finish, those spices make a nice comeback, rounding out a very long, a little bit nutty finish. I'm getting spices of nutmeg, pepper, clove. More of that toasted oak, that kind of theme throughout. As the spices begin to fade, you're left with a little bit of that butterscotch. So there you have it, folks. Well, dare I say that this is yet another example of a whiskey that doesn't have to break the bank in order to leave a good impression here. I mean, I think Old Forester, what is this? I can't remember if I paid $20 or $30 for this one. I want to say it was closer to 20. And although we're not going to let that affect the rating scale here that we're going to go into in a second, it sure doesn't hurt the wallet. You know, it's always nice when you can find a good value bourbon that's also got a good bit of flavor to it. So without further ado here on the nose, yes, we did have a little bit of that ethanol burn there that was present on the nose from that higher proof, and I really don't know how old this is. Usually with age, that kind of tends to subside a little bit, but this doesn't appear to be marked with an age, and that's okay, because there were a whole lot of other wonderful things on the palate too. We kicked it off with some sweet cherries, and definitely some nice slow toasted oak notes. Got a little butterscotch on the nose, some vanilla, but yeah, very rich, and that toasted wood was definitely prominent. I'm going to go ahead and give the nose for this one 21.5 points. On the taste, started out nice and sweet, had some of that sweet caramel there, continued on with a reminder of that ABV there, with a lot of heat. But there was plenty to offer underneath. There was some toasted wood, a nice nuttiness, some more butterscotch and vanilla, and still hung on to that little bit of a sweet, fruity note, a little bit of berries in there. I'm going to go ahead and give the taste for this one 22 points. Finish, spices made a comeback, lots of nutmeg, lots of cloves, some black pepper. Rounded out a good long finish. Again, some of that sweet butterscotch hanging around in there. We're going to go ahead and give the finish for this one 21.5 points. And the overall balance I'm going to put at 22. Like I said, we did get a bit of that unrefined heat in there, but I do think there was a really good balance of sweet and spice. Certainly hit a lot of the flavor notes that I'm looking for in a typical bourbon. So that's that. That'll all leave me with an overall score of 87 points for this Old Forester Signature 100 proof bourbon. Well, thanks all for tuning in today. Hey, if you liked this video, please remember to hit that thumbs up button down there. And if you're not already a member of my channel, go ahead and hit that button and subscribe. And then after you do, make sure you ding that little bell next to the subscribe button to make sure you get notifications of new videos that come out. New videos come out on the weekends, and I would hate for you to miss one. So go ahead and do that for me, and I will see you again next week, right here on The Tasting Room.